This is Truth Talk TV, and I'm Ezra Drew. And what we're going to talk about today is this new curriculum that the Florida Board of Education passed on, I think it was July 19th. And basically what that curriculum is that they're going to teach middle schoolers that slavery was beneficial to the slaves after the fact. So they're trying to push this narrative that slavery, as bad as it was, the slaves learned skills from working on the slave plantation for the slave master, being raped, beaten, tortured, abused, and all of the above, bred like horses, but yet somehow that was beneficial, right? That is totally ridiculous. And I'm going to tell you why. Number one, to say they learned skills from working on the plantation is to assume that we didn't already have skills as a people before they put us on the slave ships. Understand this. If you go and you read a book called From Babylon to Timbuktu, I think it's by Arthur Winslow, and that will tell you about how in 70 AD, when we were still living in Israel, us being African Americans living in South Israel, and because I'm not sure if you guys know, but I'm going to tell you, if you go to Matthew, the first chapter, and you read what Christ said, he said, I came from the tribe of Judah. Then if you go to Lamentations chapter 5, verses 10 and 11, it said Judah was black as an oven. If you go to the Song of Solomon in the first chapter, I think it's verse 10, it says that I am black but comely. If you do any kind of research on ancient Israel, you're going to find out these were black people. Okay? So black people in America, we're the real Jews. We're the children of Israel. I mean, I don't even think that that's a mystery anymore. You even have celebrities that know that now. So if you're really awoke, you already know that you're Israel, right? But what does that have to do with this? That has a lot to do with it. Because if you read that book, From Babylon to Timbuktu, it talks about how when the Romans came and took us down in Israel, thousands of us fled into Africa, fleeing Roman persecution. And we ran into Timbuktu. What was Timbuktu? Timbuktu was a highly technologically advanced, for that time in history, city of gold that we built when we ran into Africa. Because ancient Israel had nothing but gold and all these different kind of precious stones and everything valuable. And that's where the Roman Catholic Church got its treasure from. That's where they got all the gold and jewels and things that they actually have in the Vatican right now. They stole it out of Solomon's temple, and they stole it out of the holies of holies when they took us down in Masada and in Jerusalem and in all those cities when they took us down in 70 AD. Right? So we went into Israel and we built another city. And in that city, we had electricity, we had medicine, we had hygiene, we had toothbrushes and toothpaste. And the Gentiles used to have to come to Timbuktu to get healed when they got sick. So the streets were paved with gold. So do you think that just came out of nowhere? That came out of our mind. That came out of our heart. The Most High God says in the Bible that he blessed the children of Israel to have the knowledge of God. We were the sons of God. And so everything that the Gentiles are utilizing right now, and when I say Gentiles, I'm talking about so-called Caucasians, I'm talking about so-called Arabs, I'm talking about so-called Asians, so-called East Indians, and even so-called Africans, because black people in America are not African. Now, the majority of South Africa is the children of Israel that are left over from the slave trade, the ones who, didn't get put on the ships. That's who they are. But if you go to the Zondervan Bible Dictionary and you look up Ham, it'll say Ham, the progenitor of the dark races. And then it names the 4 north parts of Africa, but then it says not the Negroes, right? So anybody who knows anything about the actual Africans know that they came from Ham. We didn't come from Noah's son Ham. We came from Noah's other son, Shem, okay? So the thing is, we already had these skills before they put us on the boat. That's number one. So they didn't teach us anything in slavery. The reason why they came and got us is because they already knew the knowledge that we had. When we were living in Israel before they took us down, before we started sinning against the Most High God, and he took us down, they couldn't touch us. They couldn't mess with us. They couldn't come against us in war. And they weren't teaching us nothing. We had more information and more technology than they did. We taught their people. Their people didn't teach us anything. As a matter of fact, the first 8 presidents were black. And if you don't believe me, you can look it up. And even Prince was talking about it before he died, that there was 8 black presidents before there was a George Washington. All right? The Moors were Hebrews from West Africa. And the Moors are the ones that taught the Gentiles everything they know. We literally wrote the Constitution. We literally showed them how to govern. Okay? Not just that, but if you go back into history, we invented everything. We invented the cotton gin. We invented the refrigerator. We invented the hot water heater, the air conditioner. We invented the stoplight. We invented the washing machine. The first open heart surgery was done by a black man. The first brain surgery was done by a black man. In all the wars, we were the first ones to go in and the last ones to come out. Shout out to, rest in peace, the Tuskegee Airmen, a black Air Force regiment that was the best in their time. So if I just pulled up all the stuff we invented, we are the architects of America. There would be no America without us. So they didn't teach us anything. They already knew that we were the children of Israel. We came in the game having information. We came off the slave ships with skills. Okay? We were somebody before slavery. We were literally kings and queens and sovereign living in our own part of Africa before they came along and put us on slave ships. Okay? So that is totally ridiculous that they want to teach kids this nonsense. And that's the reason why I believe in homeschooling kids. That's the reason why my youngest son's not in school. Because I don't believe in allowing people who have murdered millions of my people who treat us like second-class citizens right now, in this day and time. People who have been historically my enemy. It says in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, that he will scatter us into the 4 corners of the earth. And there our foot shall find no ease. We shall forever be the tail and never the head dealing with these people. It even talks about in Deuteronomy 28 and 68, I will send you as male and female slaves into Egypt on slave ships. If you look at the back of the dollar bill, there's a pyramid on the back for a reason. The people who run this country are serving the same gods as the people who lived in Israel, as the pharaohs and the people who had us oppressed and enslaved in not Israel, in Egypt. All right, so this is modern day Egypt, and this is modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, and this is Babylon the Great that the Bible and Revelation speaks of. Okay, so don't be believing that narrative. We are the children of Israel, and we taught them everything, and they didn't teach us nothing. There wasn't no benefits to slavery. And if anybody ever said that about the Holocaust, they be getting called anti-Semitic. So knock it off. But I'm out of here. This is Truth Told TV, and I'm Ezra Drew. Peace.